Have you ever noticed that the people who should have recognized your value were the first to doubt you? Just like Joseph was hated for the dream placed inside him, there, there are people who looked at your presence in his life and called you the problem. They convinced him that he could never become who he was meant to be as long as you were around. They blamed you for delays that were not your fault. They blamed you for struggles that began long before you arrived. They made him believe that turning his back on you was the key to his breakthrough. And sadly, he listened. He listened to the voice that did not understand. He listened to the voice that did not understand your heart. He listened to the people who never saw the sacrifice you made behind closed doors. He listened to people who never saw the prayers, the encouragement, the loyalty, and the love you poured into his life. Just as Joseph's brother could not see the purpose on Joseph's life, they could not see the blessing you carried. They judged what they did not understand. They spoke against what they could not recognize. When he walked away, it felt like betrayal. It felt like being stole by people, being stole by people you trusted. It felt like being abandoned when all you ever did was love. You questioned yourself. You cried tears no one knew about. You wondered why someone who once valued you could suddenly treat you as though you meant nothing. The pain was real, the rejection was real, the heartbreak was real. But what they did not know was that God often separates people before they elevate them. Joseph had to leave the pit between Joseph had to leave the pit before he reached the palace. David had to face rejection before he wore the crown. Sometimes the people who push you away are unknowingly pushing you towards purpose. Why they thought your story was ending, heaven was writing a new chapter. Why they expected you to remain broken, God was rebuilding you. Why they thought they had removed you from the picture, God was positioning you for something greater. Every tear became part of your testimony. Every lonely night became preparation. Every painful moment became a lesson that strengthened your spirit. Now, the same people who once spoke against you are watching you from afar. They see the favor on your life. They see doors opening that no human had could no human could open. They see peace where they expected bitterness. They see growth where they expected failure. They see blessings where they predicted defeat. Just as Joseph's brother eventually stood before the very person they once rejected, they are the people who are beginning to see that they completely misunderstood who you were. And somewhere he is watching too. He remembers the person who believed in him, remembers the loyalty he took for granted. He remembers the love he allowed others to talk him out of. He is beginning to realize that the person they blamed was never the reason he was struggling. The truth is becoming impossible to ignore. This is not this is not about revenge. This is about revelation. It is about the moment when God reveals what people fail to see. It is about the moment when the lies lost their power and the truth stands out in its own. The same God who lifted Joseph from the pit to the palace is still able to lift people from seasons of rejection into seasons of favor. Say that with faith. So if you have been blamed, rejected, misunderstood, or pushed aside, do not lose heart. God has not forgotten you. The pit was your final destination. The betrayal was not your final chapter. The tears were not wasted. The rejection was not the end of your story. Just as Joseph dreamed, just as Joseph's dream survived every attack against it, the purpose over your life will survive over every person who failed to recognize your worth. Keep walking, keep trusting, keep believing. The people who once doubted you are about to witness what God can do with a life that refused to give up. Keep trusting God, keep believing in Him, and trust the process.